All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. Um, yeah, real quick, just gonna go into this lesson. All right, Shalom, Shalom. To those tuning in. All right, we're just gonna go into this lesson real quick. Okay. All right, as you can see in the title. Okay, the story of the Black Jesus, super soldiers and spiritual power. Okay, and as we have the story of now, I'm gonna link it all because this whole information about super soldiers, all right, is not new. Okay, and best believe they already have, all right, they've already done experiments, all right, and have these super soldiers. They're a thing. That's where you get the concept of Captain America and what was his name? The Winter Soldier. Okay, that's where you get the concept of all of them from. These super soldiers actually exist. Now, what Esau does, all right, with his media is when he wants to now bring it to the public, okay, because they perform these experiments and they come up with these inventions in their secret locations. But when they want to start making it public, all right, then they slowly but surely find a way to diffuse or really put the information out into the public, all right, by easing it out there. Okay. And all they need is for the concept or the idea to now be made public. And then they slowly start to bring out a little bit more truth about it. So notice how dealing with this whole China, which I have the article right here. Okay. It said China has done human testing to create biologically enhanced super soldiers, says top US official. Okay. And they bring this out as if, oh my gosh, look at what China's doing, just so they can break the ice that, hey, super soldiers exist. Like this idea of super soldiers is not just myth, it's reality. And look, China's doing it. So they want to basically put that out there. So when you start hearing more and more about super soldiers, you don't just bug out. They do it through gradualism. Now, let's go through this story right here. All right, the incredible story of the Black Jesus from the 1960s. All right, which when we first found out about this, brothers did videos on it. But I want to go into it again, all right, and then link it with this whole super soldiers situation. Okay, so it says one of the most surprising stories Jacob ever told me concerning a man they called the Black Jesus. He said this was highly classified and he was definitely talking out of school to tell me about it all. Apparently in the 1960s, a man appeared in Africa who had full ascended abilities. He could read people's minds, materialize objects out of thin air, communicate telepathically, levitate himself, and teleport his body from one location to another. He was a spiritual teacher who emphasized love, peace, service to others, and forgiveness as the common core that unified all the great religions. The cabal does not want anyone to develop these abilities. And if they find out that someone has them, they will hunt those people down and terminate them with prejudice. Okay. Now, this part right here, okay, if they find out somebody has these abilities, they will hunt them down and terminate them with prejudice. How exactly do they plan to hunt them down and terminate them with prejudice? See, when this first happened, all right, with this Black Jesus, they did exactly that, as we're gonna read and find out in the story. They hunted him down, all right, and they terminated him, or they attempted to terminate him with prejudice, right? And we're gonna read how they did that. But see, what they found out was that their means of coming after him weren't enough. Okay, so from that period of time, from the 1960s, whenever this took place, till now, you think they've just been sitting on their ass? No, they've been trying to find means to where if another Black Jesus or multiple Black Jesuses, all right, started to come about, or people started to develop these abilities, how would they counteract that? So it says the cabal made several attempts to assassinate this man. He consistently regenerated his body after each attack, no matter how lethal it seemed to be. Finally, the man was told that they had given up. He was far too powerful. There was nothing they could do to stop him. and they were going to surrender. They invited him to a major world summit and told him they would reveal him to all of humanity so he could share his message. He was brought on board a military transport aircraft. Once airborne, he was shot repeatedly. His body was divided in many different sections, each of which was stored in a super high-tech, energy-shielded container. Jet aircraft rushed to the plane in sequence and scrambled the containers all over the earth, as far apart as possible. The contents were then thoroughly and completely destroyed. It was hoped that this would prevent him from being able to regenerate himself. After this was done, the man materialized directly into the offices of the people who had ordered his murder. There were no visible signs of damage to his body. He said, now here's the key part. Your desire to prevent me from living on earth is so strong that I am forced to honor it for now. I will be leaving you shortly. However, in the future, many more people will develop abilities just like mine. Let's look up the word develop. Develop definition. To grow or cause to grow. Close this. To grow or cause to grow and become more mature, advanced, or elaborate. Start to exist, experience, or possess. Okay. So basically, he said in the future, people are going to start, all right, to get those abilities that he had. All right. They're going to develop abilities just like mine. Once that happens, you will no longer be able to stop us from making this world a peaceful place for everyone. All right, which is basically 2nd Ezra 6:9. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And it tells you in the book of Daniel that what? The saints shall take the kingdom. Okay. Now, when they heard this, okay, you don't think that they were expecting, all right, and keeping an eye and monitoring since that time of the 1960s, okay, monitoring that what he said would happen. Okay, now if they've been able to witness somebody regenerate himself and do all these different things, then I'm pretty sure they took this message that he said seriously. Okay, so of course they've been monitoring, all right, and looking upon the earth to see where and who and if anybody's even coming remotely close to developing such abilities. So now when you hear men come out and say the Lord is going to give us spiritual power, and then we start to describe, you know, some of these powers as we're about to go through in the scriptures, flying, okay, being able to run at super speeds, being able to be invincible, not being able to be hurt, you know, infinite stamina, you know, teleportation, disappearing, reappearing, all these different things. Now, guess what? Now they start to keep a closer eye on us, because now it's like, hold up. So you had this guy that came, he had all these different abilities. He could read minds, he could do such and such. And then when he left, he told us that in the future, more people were going to develop abilities like his, you know. Now, this is supposed to be classified information, but we were teaching about spiritual power before, okay, before we even found out about this information here. Okay. So to these elites, hell yeah, they're worried, man. They're taking that when we talk about the Lord giving us spiritual power and we bring out the precepts to back it up, they get very, very scared and they take it very seriously. So of course they're not going to sit there and say, well, this is a threat to our society, this is a threat to our kingdom, all right? But we'll just sit there and when it comes, we'll try to deal with it the same way we dealt with it the first time. No. All right. Esau always tries to counteract something by studying it. So of course they're going to, you know, genetically, they're going to use their technology on the left-hand side to try and achieve the spiritual power on the right-hand side, or at least mimic it, all right, to the best of their ability. So yes, they're going to genetically modify human beings. I mean, they're able to do it to change hair color, change eye color. They call them, I forgot the name, but something babies, fashion babies, or something along those lines. So yeah, they have the technology to do so, and you best believe ever since that, all right, or even before that, they've been trying, you know, genetically modifying soldiers. You know, they study the starfish and other creatures that are able to regenerate or have special abilities. Okay, and they see, all right, what exactly in this creature is allowing it to do that. All right, the same technology they use to be able to do that when they take out genetically modified organisms, GMOs. Okay, when they take out certain things from animals, all right, and they put certain other things in there. Guess what? If they can do it on animals, they can do it on human beings. Okay, so of course they've been testing this out on the military and so on and so forth, giving people incredible strength, because the human body has, all right, incredible strength, and you find that out when you're in a life and death situation and your adrenaline starts pumping. Okay, all of a sudden, if your body needs to tap into its reserves of strength, it's able to do that. Okay, so they do their experiments to see, okay, is there a way for us to bypass that life-threatening situation and still be able to access those reserve strengths, or is there a way for us to somehow look at the starfish and see certain genes that allow it to regenerate, and then put that or alter that inside a soldier's body, and then cut off a finger, try it on a mouse, then try it on a human, cut off a finger and see if it regenerates. Where do you think they get the concepts of Wolverine? What's this dude's name? Deadpool. Okay, all these characters. Where do you think they get the concept of that from? All right, and then they experiment to try and make it reality. Because if they're putting it in their movies, then that means they were curious enough to see if it's actually possible. And when you watch these movies, does it ever dawn on you how those movies are so detailed when it comes to explaining how the experiment goes? Wolverine, all right, we used, what was it, adamantium or something like that, and injected it into his veins, and we did this and we did that and this, and you're like, how the hell? I mean, I know it's for a movie, but how are you so detailed with the process? Captain America, well, we did this, and then the machine does this to his body, and da-da-da, and then you put him in skinny, he comes out all big and brolic. He could run faster than cars, he could jump this height. They go into all these details, you're like, man, yeah, and it makes sense, So they perform these different experiments, all right, because they know that the time is coming when, like we read earlier, all right, how they don't want anyone to develop these abilities, and if they find out that someone has them, they will hunt those people down. See, they have different levels to their authorities. You have the regular police, then you have the National Guard, you have those that are above them, the peacekeeping troops. You have all these levels depending on what level the threat to them is. So of course they're gonna have super soldiers, man. Of course they're gonna have Captain Americas and Winter Soldiers and so on and so forth, ready to combat. All right, ready to combat. Those who do generate these abilities or gain spiritual power. So now let's go to this article here. All right, as this is from NBCnews.com, and if you're noticing, a lot of these things which you would be looked at as crazy for even talking about, they're bringing it out into the mainstream media. The Lord is bringing it out to the light. In the past, if you talked about UFOs, chariots, just a couple years ago, people look at you like, you have what? You believe that? But I mean, what seemed like myth a couple years ago is now reality. People are seeing it. The Pentagon is out and confirming it. Israel, all right, came out and said that basically alien life exists, and now super soldiers, they've actually brought it out, and they're saying, look, this is a real thing, So what you're starting to see is all the hidden things, all right, the superstitions and the conspiracy theories are now in your face as reality. Okay. Yep, that's right. Wake Up the Dead 144. Okay. Jeremiah 16:16. I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And afterward will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. Okay. So right now we're fishing. Okay. And we have what? We have the necessary tools that we need to fish for the elect. The Lord has given us the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. He's given us the ability to speak. He's given us a platform. But once that's done, then we're going to do the hunting, man. Of course, he's going to have the angels as well. Okay. But things are going to get physical, because right now things aren't really physical just yet. But Esau comes at us through information. You know, we put out information, he puts out disinformation. So it's an information warfare. But soon he's gonna come physically, and then we're gonna need to get physical. The Lord is gonna give us a physical spiritual power. Right now, we have spiritual power in the sense of wisdom, in the sense of being able to understand these prophecies and break them down. But when Esau starts getting physical, the Lord is going to give us physical spiritual power to continue this warfare. All right. And and of course, we're going to win because, man, you bring them super soldiers over here, man, and you're going to see the level of power the Lord is going to give his men. And I mean, they are afraid. Okay. They are afraid because after this, okay, when we read, they shot him up, cut up his body, put it into freaking energy jars, and took it to all different parts of the world, and then destroyed it. And the dude still materialized in their office. Do you know how scary that is, man? You know, do you know how scary? And then he comes and tells you that in the future, people are going to develop those same abilities. He said more than him. You know, there's going to be more. Just one of him. Look at how much trouble just one of him caused for them. And he said, you're going to have multiple people develop these abilities. And like you said, when that happens, you're not going to be able to stop. Man, I mean, you think Esau is able to sleep well at night? They know these things, amongst many other things that we don't even know, you know, in terms of how the chariots show themselves. You know, hell, from their cameras and satellites, they've probably seen angels, okay? And they're scared as hell. Of course, they're being deceived by Satan, like, nah, you just keep doing this and you'll be fine. But they're scared, man. They're intimidated, man. So every time we speak about this, it's like, oh, yeah, they're crazy. But when they go behind those closed doors, they are scared. They're like, what do we have? You know, what can we do? They got their wicked priests and witches and warlocks on the left-hand side, but nothing they do can harm us. You know, and they can sense our spiritual power, our spiritual energy going up. All right. The closer and closer we get to the end, and they are afraid, man. They are afraid because we actually have power, man. The words we speak and the spirit we carry within us is power. Okay. So it says China has done human testing to create biologically enhanced super soldiers, says top U.S. official. U.S. intelligence agencies didn't immediately respond to requests for comment about whether China seeks super soldiers like those in films such as Captain America. Now, why? Why didn't they respond? Because if it was false, it's easy to come out and disannul it. No, yeah, those are lies, you know. But they know that this technology exists, man. When they bring out video games like what's that, Call of Duty, you know, Infinite Warfare, and all these different games with exosuits, freaking Black Ops 3, you know, you had different soldiers that were able to do different things, you know. They were able to camouflage themselves, okay, able to, you know what I'm saying, get shot and die, and they, you know, you use a certain ability and he comes back to life, you know. All these different abilities, they put it in video games, they put it in TV shows because it's real. All right. The curiosity that Esau has, as the scriptures say, they do a diligent search. They're very curious, man, and they have the technology to perform these experiments. Hell yeah, they will. How many movies have you seen of them experimenting on human experiments to try and create some form of, you know, super being? The Hulk, Bruce Banner, when they were using gamma rays to experiment on him, you know, like how many different accounts of experiments that create superhuman beings have you seen in movies? They don't put it in there for no reason. It's called predictive programming. And when they come after us like a flood, whether it be regular troops or super soldiers in between, the second man, they could come after us with regular troops and let the Lord give spiritual power to us, man, and let us do something. You will see super soldiers, man. You're gonna see. They're gonna come out with everything, you know. But as the which we believe was an angel, as he told them, they're not gonna be able to stop us. So this is one of the reasons why the Lord hasn't given us spiritual power yet. Because Esau still needs to have he still needs to be let alone so that he can go ahead and push his agenda just a little bit further to fulfill certain prophecies. All right. He still needs to come after us. He still needs to mandate the chip. He still needs to reach the epic of his kingdom and everything then goes down. You know, if we, man, I mean, if we had spiritual power to tear things up now, he wouldn't even get a chance to get to anywhere. You know, and the Lord can't have us upset in prophecy. So the Lord needs to allow Esau to climb to where his end is before the Lord finally, like, all right, lets us loose. At that point, because man, when spiritual power comes, Esau's not going to be able to stop us, man. We will not be defeated by his technology. There's going to be a battle, but we already know what the outcome is going to be. So the Lord's like, I know if I give it to you now, you're going to go wild on these Edomites, and really, you're gonna ruin the whole movie. You gotta wait. You know, you gotta wait. The story has to build up. You know, they gotta come after you, and then when they finally hit that point, you know, where all that's left is for them to eliminate you, and they can have their perfect New World Order. Then we're gonna, you know, really turn things up. Because when you look at the movie Brightburn, the second he was able to unlock his power fully, it was a wrap. That was it. That was it. Their city, their society, it was gone. He was everywhere, destroying things. You know, so their time was up the second he discovered his power and he unlocked it. It was over, and that was just one. All right. So how much more for all of us, man? You know, for all different, you know, different brothers, different locations. Esau will not be able to do anything, man. He's not going to be able to do anything, man. So the Lord's like, right, you know what I'm saying? We brothers you gotta chill out for a second. You know what I'm saying? Let these prophecies go ahead, man. The Lord has an appointed time when everything is going to happen. When we're going to get power, when we're going to get delivered, when the angels are going to intervene, everything is set, you know, but it will happen. You know, it might not happen tomorrow, but it's going to happen. Okay, remember, Isaiah 59:19 is a counter. When the enemy comes in like a flood, then the Lord lifts up the standard. It's a counter, you know, and there's a reason Esau hasn't come after us just yet, you know, in terms of physically trying to grab us up, because he knows that he's gonna force the Lord's hand to do something, and that's gonna be something that they're not gonna be able to stop. Okay, so let's read a little bit more. It says, Washington U.S. intelligence shows that China has conducted human testing on members of the People's Liberation Army in hope of developing soldiers with biologically enhanced capabilities, the top U.S. intelligence official said Friday. Now, with those whole monolith situation, there was an article that came out that said it was Russia was claiming that it was their quantum teleportation. You know, they were testing that out. Once again, that is something that they have the technology to do, you know, and they start with little objects. Okay, let's see if we can dematerialize it here and rematerialize it at a different location. Okay, and then they do whatever they got to do, and then they use bigger objects, then further locations. Okay, so it says but in terms of like things like invisibility, hell yeah, they have that. You know, being able to run faster than they have that. Okay, they have super strength. Best believe they got that, man. Okay, it says John Ratcliffe, the director of the National Intelligence, included the explosive claim in a long Wall Street Journal op-ed in which he made the case that China poses preeminent national security threat to the U.S. Now, if China develops super soldiers, you already know the U.S.'s agenda is, we cannot allow them, because they've already developed it, all right, or they're working on it, and they're not going to stop. So we can't just sit here and say, well, they're going to unlock this new form of, you know, threat, and we can't do anything about it. So we also got to fight fire with fire. So now we also got some super soldiers that we're using, because it's like saying, if they got missiles, we got to develop missiles too, so that we can achieve MAD, mutually assured destruction, to keep the peace. Because if they have something we don't have, they can dominate all of us, and we got to be under them. So if they have the super soldiers, we have to also develop super soldiers to fight fire with fire, or else we're going to be behind and they're going to get the upper hand. Okay? So it says, there are no ethical boundaries to Beijing's pursuit of power, wrote Ratcliffe, a Republican former member of Congress from Texas. His office and the CIA did not immediately respond to requests to elaborate on the notion that China sought to create super soldiers of the sort depicted in Hollywood films like Captain America, Bloodshot, and Universal Soldier. It says last year, and there was an article that came out on RT News not long ago that said that they were developing technology to allow soldiers to telepathically control machines, and they put the things on their head, and they could basically, control machines, like drones and all these different things. So here it is, you got a soldier that he's looking for you, and all he got to do is just, like tune in, and his eyes can see what the camera, the drone camera is looking at, and then he could find you. They could do something with their eyes. Like you can have binoculars or certain scopes that you can turn, to see night vision. Well, why use that if they can just enhance that, because they're gonna be like cyborgs, they're gonna have enhanced superhuman abilities, but they're also gonna be part technology, transhumanist. Okay, like RoboCop. Once again, RoboCop. Where'd you get the concept from? What if it's such a false concept? Why are there so many movies on it? So it says, last year, 2 American scholars wrote a paper examining China's ambitions to apply biotechnology to the battlefield, including what they said were signs that China was interested in using gene editing technology to enhance human and perhaps soldier performance. Okay. It says specifically, the scholars explored Chinese research using gene editing tool CRISP, all right, short for clusters of regularly interspaced short palindromic repeats. Now, with their venom that they're bringing out, basically they're ready to alter your DNA. If they have the technology to alter your DNA, all right, why wouldn't they have the technology to do something like this? Okay. They can genetically manipulate certain organisms. That's where you get GMOs from. So if they can do it to food, they can do it to animals, but they can't do it to you. They have all these technology out there, and they release it slowly to the public. If they were to release all the technology they have to the public, it would be way too much. Okay, it says CRISPR has been used to treat genetic diseases and modify plants. See? So they already use it. Okay, they already use it. Now, if they can use it to treat diseases, why can't they use it to alter? Like if they can use it to remove something or enhance something or add something in order to cure a disease, why can't they use it to add something to make you stronger, to add something to make you think quicker, to add something to make you smarter? It says, and modify plants, but Western scientists consider it unethical to seek to manipulate genes to boost the performance of healthy people. Okay. I'm gonna jump down. It says Chinese military scientists and strategists have consistently emphasized that biotechnology could become a new strategic commanding heights of the future revolution in military affairs. Now, here they say while the potential leveraging of CRISP to increase human capabilities on the future battlefield only remains a hypothetical possibility at the present, that's BS. That's a lie. That is a lie, because hypotheses, that's what you have experiments from. You test your hypothesis. Okay. So if this is hypothetical, you think they're just sitting there? Oh, it's hypothetical, so let's just leave it in the hypothetical phase. I mean, we have the technology, we have the hypothesis, we have the resources, but we'll just leave it there for now. And we wait maybe 10, 20 years, and then we'll try out the hype. How the hell do you know if something works? You first form the hypothesis, and then you experiment based on the hypothesis, and you come up with a conclusion. And if it works, then you publish it. So they're telling you that this is a hypothetical possibility. It's not a hypothetical possibility. It is reality. But to the public, it's hypothetical possibility. Okay? And this is what they're coming up with, man. This is what they're what they're doing is slowly releasing it to the public. But hey, let's go into what the Lord said he's going to do for us, because when they bring these things, see, when you had accounts like Samson, you know, when he had the Philistines came after him, and you know he had super strength and he whooped their ass. The Lord didn't have to give Samson freaking allow him to shoot laser beams out his eyes or teleport, reappear, disappear. Samson didn't need that kind of power to be able to do what he had to do. Okay, so whatever he needed to balance it out, he used. But see, in this time, we're gonna need more than just super strength. You know, to be able to take on super soldiers, to be able to take on unmanned drones, laser weapons, satellite weaponry, and all the different technology they have, sound wave weapons, and all these things. We need power that's gonna not only rival the technology Esau has, but surpass that. Okay, and we already know that our father, all right, and our big brother, they go overboard when it comes to things. They surpass it all right. You know, when we read about Elijah, okay, when he called down fire from heaven, all right, the Lord said, man, I know that the requirement is to burn up the sacrifice, but I'm taking a whole joint. I'm taking the sacrifice, the altar, the stones, the water. I'm taking it all. You know, so when the Lord really brings that power, man, He's gonna really bring it. Okay, let's get this. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 29. It says, He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might, He increaseth strength. And this is reality. Okay, this is reality. See, the mark of the beast in Revelation 13 and 16 is real. We're seeing it happening, right? The sedition among men, the different prophecies that are in the scriptures, some have already been fulfilled, and some are being fulfilled now. And we're seeing it happen. We know it's real. So when it comes to scriptures like this on spiritual power, you best believe that's real as well. Okay, men. Okay, you're gonna see actual people, Israelites, developing these abilities, or the Lord just allowing us to be able to do these things because we did it in the past. Okay, so we're actually gonna be able to perform these abilities, and you will see it before your very eyes. You're gonna see brothers running at super speeds and having on like like just strength out of outer worldly strength. You're gonna see angels. You're gonna, I mean, forget the carnal, normal world that you knew when you were growing up. That's out the window now. We're stepping into a whole different age, man. We're stepping into a realm of infinite possibilities, and that's what the world is about to be exposed to. All right. So verse 30 it says, "Even the youths shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall." And we see that happening now. You know, here it is. You're young, and instead of having that strength, you know, and that stature of your youth, that energy, they're weak as hell, obese, tired, weak, frail. So that's the time we're in right now. Okay, so even the youths who are supposed to be strong are going to be weak. But guess what? But they that wait upon the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, shall renew their strength. It didn't say they that went ahead and purchased guns. They that went ahead and no, it said they that wait upon the Lord. All right, shall renew their strength. Okay, let's look up a couple of these words. Okay, renew. All right, it says chalap, to pass on. Okay, to grow up, to change. Okay, it says to pass away, to come a new, sprout again. Okay, to change, it says to change, substitute, alter, change for better. Okay, so when you go into it, it says they that wait upon the Lord, we're gonna what? We're gonna renew our strength. Our strength is gonna be altered or changed for the better. And what's better than, I mean, let's say you're able to bench press 3 plates. What's better than that? Super strength. You know, what's better than the average strength of an individual having super strength? That is better than average strength. So we're going to be altered, okay? We're going to be changed to be better and stronger and faster than we are now. Okay? It says, they shall mount up with wings as eagles. Now, we're not actually going to grow wings out of our back, okay? Because that is not the glory of man. But we are going to be able, like it says, this is a simile. We're going to mount up with wings as eagles. So the same way eagles, you see a bird and it's able to just, whoop, it could jump over a building and just swoop away, fly. And why did it compare to eagle? Eagle's the highest flying bird. So This means we're going to be able to fly. Okay. Mount up is like that scene from Hancock. You know, I think it's the beginning scene where he's drunk on the chair, and the little kid comes up to him and basically tells him, "Yo, there's a robbery going on. You ain't gonna do nothing about it." You know, he takes his drink, you know, and then he just mounts up. You know, boom, he just goes up. That is a form of mounting up. Okay, and he flies through the skies like an eagle. Okay, we are gonna be able to do that. All right, because hey, some situations that we're gonna be in is gonna require us to do that. All right, to be delivered. It says they shall run and not be weary. Now, to show you that we can do all these things, when Yahushua came on the earth, he came what? He came in the form of a man, right? It tells you that in Philippians, he came in the likeness of sinful flesh. He came in the likeness of man. He made himself a little less than the angels. But yet, even in the form of man, he was able to do what? He was able to walk on water. He was able to heal people, bring people back from the dead. Because the power that he had didn't come from his flesh. It came from his spirit. That's why it's called spiritual power. So don't be deceived just because we're in the flesh. When we get spiritual power, that's going to be power coming from the spirit exhibited through the flesh. Okay? So right now, all right, we're, physically we're not able to do these things because our power ain't going to come from the flesh. Okay? It's going to come from our spirit. The Lord is going to allow, all right, he's going to lock something or take off the limits, all right, on our spirit, and we're going to be able to perform these different things. Being able to fly, that comes from your spirit. All right. And your body's going to do it because your spirit is going to command it. All right. Which really is going to come from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Okay. Hey, Shalom. Shalom. Okay. I see you in here. Sons of Thunder 144 Ba. Aharon. Okay. Hollywood is Esau's wand of witchcraft to take the scriptures and turn it into movies to taint the truth by labeling it as fiction / sci-fi. So what they show you is prophecy labeled as fiction. Exactly. Yes, that's exactly right. You know, these elites, look, man, when these elites tell you something is not true, that they know is true, obviously, that's why it's called being in the know. They know it is. We know it is. You're the only one who's out the loop. Okay? And things like evolution and Darwinism and all that, they literally tell you that, hey, we don't believe this shit. All right, we just push it out there so that we can keep you occupied in some dumb. We push out scientists who we pay to come and make these things. We pay them to literally make up BS, back it up with some more BS, and feed it to you. And we tell you that, hey, because he has a PhD or because he's in this position, he's credible. So listen to him. Yeah, go and deceive them. All right, while we work on the real stuff. So we're gonna be able to do these things. Now it says what? They shall run and not be weary. Okay, now let's look up the word weary. All right, we're going to look up a lot of words in here. All right, let's actually look up the word run. See what it says. It says to run, runners run swiftly to dart. Okay, to dart. Now let's look up the word dart. Okay, dart, definition. All right, it says an act of running somewhere suddenly and rapid. Okay, to sprint. All right, now it says here bolt, shaft, missile, projectile. Okay, to move or run somewhere suddenly or rapidly. Okay, now once again, we're not just going to be running at regular speeds. The Lord is going to allow us to run very, very fast. Okay, it says to run swiftly, to dart, to bring or move quickly, hurry. Okay, so we're going to be able to run very, very fast. Okay, and it says what? And not be weary. Let's look up the word weary. All right, it says to toil, labor, grow weary. All right, weary. Now let's look that up here. All right, basically being tired. Okay, let's see what it says. Weary, feeling or showing tiredness. All right, especially as a result of excessive exertion or lack of sleep. Now it says what? To become tired, worn out, exhausted, fatigued. And what happens when you run? You become tired. You know, even though Usain Bolt is able to run at super speeds, all right, or, you know, faster than us, guess what? At the end of the race, you hear him, you know, because he's tired. But the Lord said here, we're going to be able to fly and we're going to be able to run. But run, when you go into the word run, we're going to be able to dart. We're going to be able to move super, super fast and not be tired. Okay? See, when the Flash zooms from freaking West Coast to East Coast, right? He doesn't. No. Okay? So we're going to be able to run and not get tired. So here it is. You know what I'm saying? You being chased, you know. Hey, you might see a brother that might not be, you know what I'm saying, the skinniest, leanest brother. But here it is. I mean, these troops gonna come out. Oh, look at Tubby over there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he looks easy. I could take him. And here it is, man. That brother take you around the whole state. You know, you in cars, you in helicopters, and brothers just boom, boom, boom. Oh, damn, I got a little excited. You know, boom, boom, brothers just jetting. You know, jumping over things. I mean, you know, like our height, our senses are gonna be heightened. You know, to where you know, like. You're gonna be able to just maneuver in ways that you didn't premeditate. You know, jumping over buildings. I mean, we're gonna do things. Okay, it says, and they shall walk and not faint. You know, so this is a prophecy. The Lord said, if we wait upon Him, we will be able to do these kind of things. Okay, so I mean, the scriptures say that what? Not one jot or one tittle shall pass till all be fulfilled. So that means what? This got to be fulfilled. We got to be able to fly. We got to be able to run with super speed. We got to be able to perform these activities, these supernatural feats. And Esau knows that, and he's afraid, and that's why he has super soldiers. Let him see a brother jump from one building to another. Let him see a friggin', you know, troops come in and they get annihilated. Here it is. You come and examine the corpses, and you see a friggin' hole burnt through somebody's chest. You're like, oh my gosh. You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I going up against? You know, and you think Esau's just going to send them regular men? He's going to say, man, you know, sending them special forces, man. You know, and they're going to come in like they some hot shit, and they're going to get messed up, torn limbs, you know. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 59, verse 19. It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against them. Okay, so yeah, come with your super soldiers, you know, come with your troops, come with your guns, you know, bring it. Because see, when you actually put us in a position, what did the Lord say? All right, He said, touch, let me get that, touch not mine anointed. Okay, let me see. Psalms 105. It seems I spelled that wrong. Psalms 105 and 15. It says, saying, oh man. All right. Psalms 105 and 13. It says, when they went from one nation to another, from one kingdom to another place, he suffered no man to do them wrong. Yea, he reproved kings for their sakes, saying, touch not mine anointed. All right. And do my prophets no harm. All right. So they're not going to be able to touch us, man. Not this time around. This time you are not going to be able to touch us, man. And there's another one that says, back. Let's see, corner. Let me see, or pushed. Let's type corner. Maybe we'll find it. Prophets shall not be basically put into a corner anymore. I forget exactly which precept it is, but you know, if brothers have it, you could put it up, you know, on the comment board, and you know, we could check it out. Let's see. All right, it's fine. I'll just you brothers know what scripture I'm talking about. Basically, the Lord said, the prophets are not going to be backed into a corner anymore. All right. Pretty sure there's a precept like that. But anyway, because this time when you come at us, the Lord is going to do something. Now, if you come with guns, or you put us in a situation where there's no reasonable, logical, carnal escape, you are in for some shit, man. I mean, man, when you gotta go back and read Maccabees. Go see what the Lord did to Heliodorus, man. He regretted it, man. Okay. So you come and back us into a corner, and you come in like a flood, and you put us in a position where there is no way out but divine intervention. You gonna regret it, man. You gonna regret it because we're not gonna lose. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna lose because we don't die, we multiply. So you may come after us, but the Spirit of the Lord is gonna say, you see the position that he's in right now, or the position that they're in right now. Unless I, you know what I'm saying, do something, real spiritual here, there's no way they're gonna make it out. And that's when you're gonna see these acts, man. When you come in like a flood and there seems like there's no way out. So let Esau come with his armada, let him come with his information, let him come with his narratives, his fear tactics. Bring it, man, because at the end of the day, you still ain't doing nothing. You talking right now. Oh, we're gonna do this to you. Oh, we're gonna do that to you. So come and do it. Of course, some of us are gonna end up in them concentration camps. Some of us are gonna get beheaded. But then some of us are also gonna get spiritual power. And when that happens, then we see what's up, man. All right, so let's look up the word standard. It says here, Nawak or Nawas. All right. It says, it says to flee, escape, to take flight, depart, disappear. Okay. Then it says here to fly to the attack. All right. On horseback, to take flight, to put to flight. Okay. So, hey, you might be in a position because when Esau comes after us, they're not going to come after all of us the same way. For some brothers, the Lord might give you power to fight them off, to like it says here, to put them to flight. For some brothers, the Lord might say, no, I want you to escape, which you have what? Disappear, all right? Or to take flight. So you might be in a position and the Lord might teleport you somewhere, like he did to, what's his name? Philip, I believe it was Philip. The Lord teleported him, all right? Now, or even Habakkuk, the Lord teleported Habakkuk through an angel, so the Lord might lift up a standard in terms of helping you escape, or he might lift up a standard in terms of giving you power to fight them off, or sending an angel to fight on your behalf. But either way, there's going to be a standard lifted to protect us. Just like in the time of our escape from Egypt, there was a standard lifted, all right? When we were crossing the sea, there was a chariot there that was messing with the Egyptians on our behalf. So either way it goes, whatever form the standard comes in, we're going to be protected. That's the end goal, Now, if you don't happen to get spiritual power on this side, guess what? Our new bodies that we're going to get is going to be equipped with spiritual power, And I mean, imagine that, immortal gods with spiritual power. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's overkill. That's overkill, man. Okay, now let's go here from there. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 54, verse 17. It says, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment, thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord. So a part of our inheritance is to be safe. That means nothing can harm us. Ye shall eat poison and live. Man, look, if spirits are subject onto us, if even demons are subject onto us, who the hell is a man to come at us, man? Esau's nothing but a man. Yeah, he worships demons on the left-hand side, but I mean, you have actual demons and spirits are stronger than flesh. So you have actual spirits that are afraid of us, all right, that are subject to us through the name of the Lord. But a freaking man, we're gonna be afraid of a man, That's like you able to whoop the Incredible Hulk. You able to beat his ass. The Incredible Hulk is afraid of you, but you're afraid of Tinkerbell. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Tinkerbell, please. No. What the hell? How you gonna beat up the Hulk and you afraid of Tinkerbell? You know what I'm saying? Like, or you gonna make put Superman in a chokehold, have Superman afraid of you. Well, you see freaking Where's Wally? Waldo, whatever that game is, you see that skinny ass dude with a freaking hat on you. Oh my gosh, I'm afraid of him. That's what it's like. Here it is. We got the power. We're able to command spirits and demons. We're going to be able to judge angels, but you're afraid of Esau? You're afraid of a gun? Do you know what a demon can do to you? Do you know what a demon or a spirit can do to you? And we have power over them, but you're afraid of a man with a gun. Okay, so what if he has numbers? What did Elijah tell his servant? He said, they that be with us are greater than they that be with them. You know? So, I mean, man, logically, when you use spiritual common sense, it doesn't even logically make sense to be afraid of Esau. Okay, and as the scriptures say, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. So they may shoot a freaking RPG at your ass, and like in X-Men, what's that dude's name? I always forget his name. Damn, the brother always reminds me. Damn, I forgot his name, but he's able to like turn his whole body into like some form of metal to where even bullets reflect off of it. You know, and like they have that there's a scene from a Superman movie where the dude literally came here, right here, and shot him in the eyeball. And you can see the bullet hits his eye and the bullet crumbles and falls down. Colossus, I think it might be Colossus, the water, brother. You know, so here it is. You're gonna shoot at us. You're gonna try to, you know what I mean, do whatever it is to us, and nothing is gonna work. Did we not just read that? No weapon that is formed against you shall prosper. Let's go to the story of the black Jesus. What did it say? All right, let's see what it says. It says he was shot repeatedly. His body was divided into many different sections, each of which was stored in a super high-tech energy shielded container. And then the jets rushed his body to different parts. And then it says that they were destroyed. And then he came back. See, so no weapon that was formed against him was able to prosper. All right, so no weapon that is formed against us is going to be able to prosper. You know, I mean, look, we're dealing with Yahweh Shem Yahushai here, man. Here it is. They could shoot you. They could actually shoot you in the head. Boom, brother died. You know what I'm saying? Then they turn the block and they see you right there. Lord's like, nope, take your ass back down there. Get in that body and go. You know, I'm going to heal the body and you go back out there. You know, the Lord did it to Paul. Paul got stoned to death. Now, when you get stoned, your body has scars, right? You know, I mean, there's a big ass bolt brick that just hits you in the head, breaking bones. You think the Lord put Paul's spirit back into bones? No, he healed his body, put his spirit back, and he said, go back. You got work to do. So you could kill us and the Lord bring us back. The elder tells him he years back, he did a video. He said he had a dream. All right. And I believe if I remember correctly, he said in his dream, he got shot, you know, or he died or something like that, you know, or basically he was on the brink of death and the Lord basically revived him, you know? So, I mean, we got it like that. And we the only people that can say we got it like that, you know? And I mean, like, basically life is like a video game. We could respawn. So even if they do kill you, if the Lord wills it, you could respawn. Like, I mean, think about that. Even if you are a martyr, you're going to respawn. You're going to come back. What? So why fear death? See, people fear death because it's like a one-time thing for them. Game over. You ain't a cat. You don't have 9 lives. You get 1 life. You're dead. Game over. But we get to come back. You know, you take us out, but we get to come back. Oh, you can't even take us out at all. Like, that's the times we're coming into. You know, so we should be excited. Okay, moving on. One last precept. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 3. And this is what the Lord said. I will give power unto my 2 witnesses. And the 2 witnesses, not Esau. All right, he ain't got no parts in this. This is all Israel. All right. And they shall prophesy 1,260 days clothed in sackcloth. And guess what? We're doing that. So how come we doing the first part, but this second part here we're not going to get? Nah, we're going to be able to do that. It says, these are the 2 olive trees and 2 candlesticks standing before the power or the Most High of the earth. And if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth and devoureth their enemies. Now, where did this ever happen? Elijah called on fire from heaven, but which prophet or which man did they come to harm and he was able to shoot fire out of his mouth and devour the enemies? Who? You know? So is this a lie? When is it going to happen? It has to happen. The Lord said all these things got to be fulfilled. So guess what? You try to come after us, a brother just might burn your ass with fire. You know what I'm saying? Like a dragon. You know? Now Esau got a flamethrower, but we don't need a flamethrower. All right. It says, and if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. So Isaiah 59:19. You gonna what? Coming like a flood, there's gonna be a standard lifted. Isaiah 54, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. whatever you come with, the Lord got something better. You know why? Because whatever you able to come with, the Lord put it into your mind to come with. That means he got something better. You know, so Esau, you really don't you don't stand a chance against us, man. You don't stand a chance against Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and you definitely don't stand a chance against us. Oh, you don't stand a chance against us, and you definitely don't stand a chance against Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay, so hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Bring your super soldiers, bring your guns, bring your weapons. The Lord got us, man. You know, you gotta bring this thing to make it fun. You know, you gotta provoke those things. They gotta look like, oh shoot, super soldiers, like, yo, what? I mean, like, damn, what now? You know, then the Lord is like, all right, good shit, good shit. The battle is set. Let's get it on. You know, the pieces are in place. Everybody's here. Da da da. You coming after all of us? Let's get it on. You know, now let's really get into it. All right. So see what damn brothers been lighting it up. This is Wake Up the Dead 144, Psalms 18 and 31. For who is the Most High save the Lord? Or who is the rock save our power? It is the Most High that girdeth me with strength and maketh my way perfect. He maketh my feet like hinds' feet and setteth me upon my high places. He teacheth my hands to war so that a bow of steel is broken in my arms. Now, please tell me what martial arts school can you go to that they could teach you to break steel? You know how strong steel? Let's take a look at this. Okay, how strong? You type it in. How strong is steel? It says maybe I could share the screen. All right, give me 1 second. Let me share this real quick. All right. So it says here, steel is strong and less likely to warp, deform, or bend. You hear that? Steel is strong and less likely to warp, deform, or bend. And King David said what? He broke steel. All right. A bow of steel, all right, is broken in his arm. Let's go to that precept. What is that? What's that? Psalms 18 and 34. Let's go to that. Psalms chapter 18, verse 34. So you know King David had some supernatural powers, because I mean, shit, what kind of sparring sessions with the Lord giving King David for him to break his steel? I mean, how do you even teach somebody to break steel? You grab the steel this way, you got to really think real hard about it and just break it. How do you even, you know, how do you don't teach that? That shows you the difference between when the Lord teaches and when man teaches. You know, so let's look into a few of these words. All right. Let's look at the word teacheth. To teach, exercise in, to be taught, to be trained. Okay. So King David said the Lord trained him. Okay. It says he teacheth my hands to war. Okay. So that let's keep looking up a couple of these words. We might get something. Okay, to battle. So he basically gave him the ability to be because like it says, David kills his tens of thousands. I mean, like, how do you even train? How do you even, you know what I'm saying? Like 10,000? How? Okay, so it says that a bow. Let's look that up. Okay, it says bow. A bow of steel is broken. Let's look up the word broken. It says nachath. To go down, to descend, to come down, to penetrate, to cause to descend, to press down, to stretch, to bring down. All right, it says here what? To be broken. Okay, so how the hell do you break steel with your hands? When we're reading how strong steel is. It says steel is so strong, or steel is strong and less likely to warp, deform, or bend under weight, force, or heat. So even heat, force, and weight is hard to bend or deform steel. All right. It says, nevertheless, the strength of steel's trade-off is that steel is much heavier and much denser than aluminum. Steel is typically 2.5 times denser than aluminum. and you able to, man, I wouldn't want to mess with King David, shit, you know. And this is what the power the Lord gave him. So what you think he's gonna give us, man? Okay. So it says what? A bow of steel is broken in mine arms. Thou hast also given me the shield of salvation, and thy right hand hath holden me up, and thy gentleness hath made me great. Yeah, had made me great. Okay, man. I mean, just man, that's heavy, man. that is heavy, man. Okay, let's see. Let's go through a few of these. I'm not gonna be able to read all these precepts, but hey, the water for still putting them there. To continue the lesson and feed the sheep. Okay. Let's just go through these. Yep. Like you said, like Spider-Man having senses before it happens. We're gonna be, hey, the Lord might allow you to be able to see, because hey, having visions, you're able to see ahead. So the Lord might give us the ability to see maybe a 5 minutes or a couple minutes ahead before something happens. To where you're about to go down this street and you see what happens or the outcome when you go down the street. Maybe you might get killed, you might get hit by a car. So you say, whoa, stop. Let's make a left over here. Man, I mean, it's gonna be dope. Cause see, when you watch these movies with spiritual power, you get excited. You get excited, like, damn, man, like, yo, Jumper and them able to perform these activities, man. Damn, man. Dragon Ball Z and all these things. Well, we gonna be able to do that, man. We're gonna be the first, like, in terms of this generation, in terms of this age, this world seeing it. We're gonna be the first people to break that barrier or milestone of being able to perform these acts that can only be seen in movies. What's your favorite superhero? Oh, Captain America. Oh, this. Well, guess what? We're gonna be the real superheroes in real life. How's that? That's something that we're looking forward to. Okay. Yep. Shemayim Guerrero, Romans 9:17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. So that's sort of the reason the Lord is allowing Esau to get all up there with his military and all these things, is so when he takes him down, you could say, I mean, damn, like, how was Esau able to be taken down? It is like it glorifies the Lord because he loves that shock value. The enemy that looks like nobody can ever take him down, and then the lowliest of the lowest, boom, are able to take him down. You're like, what? That underestimating shock value. That makes for some of the best stories. When the person you least expect, he comes out of nowhere and just powers up and whoops all the asses, man. All right, that's what we're gonna get, man. Okay, so I'm gonna close it out. With this. Man, let's get this. Let's get Book of Acts. I'll read it from my phone. Let's get the Book of Acts, chapter 1, verse 8. It says, but ye shall receive power. After that, the Holy Spirit is come upon you, and ye shall be witnesses unto me, both in Jerusalem and in all Judea and in Samaria, and unto the uttermost part of the earth. And the brother Haran, all right, I was talking to him, and he basically put me on to that. When you go into the uttermost, it basically goes into it not just location wise, but time wise, going into the end days. So this is also referring on to us, and we're gonna actually receive power, man. Okay, and then and it's only gonna elevate, all right, to the point where when we get those new bodies, we are actually gonna be powers. Like we are gonna be powers, man. All right, instead of being able to have power, we are actually going to be the weapon, So imagine what that's going to be like, man. So, hey, I just wanted to go into that real quick. All right, Lord willing, that was edifying, exhorting, to the elect. All right, but this is what's coming, man. So, hey, Lord willing, we see these things next year. So, hey, we're going to see how the Lord plays it. But, hey, keep the faith, man. These are part of the fruits that we're gonna reap. All right, if we continue to labor and endure unto the end, man. All right, so hey, whatever obstacles Esau may bring, remember the Lord is setting it up that he may deliver us. Okay, so with that, I hope you were edified. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. Until next time, Shalom.